NBC Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Tonight, it is all on the line. We play for the Lombardi Trophy, as it'll be the AFC champion Kansas City Chiefs taking on the NFC champions, the San Francisco 49ers. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, we don't like to throw around the word dynasty loosely, but for the Chiefs, it applies. I mean, they're looking for their third title now in 5 years.
And with the way this league is configured now, it absolutely applies. I think you're totally on target. Remember, they lost a Super Bowl in there too. So to be back for the fourth time in 5 years in today's NFL, that's pretty incredible.
Meanwhile, for the 49ers, they were one of the heavy favorites to win the NFC, and they were able to get it done, and now they look for that elusive 6th Super Bowl title.
Remember, after going 5-0 in their first 5 appearances here, they've lost 2 straight. Super Bowl 47 to the Ravens in New Orleans, and Super Bowl 54 to Kansas City. And down the numbers! There he goes!
And he's going to wind up bringing this one inside the 45-yard line.
That kind of kickoff return is something we call a momentum play. So if you're the offensive coordinator and you have a script of plays that you plan to run, you may change it up now because you may decide to go for some bigger strikes and try and keep the momentum going.
Here's the Chiefs offense for their first possession, and it's Patrick Mahomes at quarterback.
And he spoke very eloquently and passionately on media day about what a victory here would mean for him. He knows this just isn't any other game. This is the kind of game that stays with you for a lifetime. If there's anyone on this field tonight who's most ready for this moment, I think it's this man right here.
A little jet sweep to start the drive. And that is not fooling anyone. He never had a chance to turn the corner there, and they'll go backwards right away. So a 5-yard run the other way in the wrong direction, and that leads us to 2nd and 15. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. As you see, they have dealt with their fair share of injuries this season, but Charles, that hasn't stopped them from putting together a very solid campaign, a very good record thus far.
I think a lot of credit has to go internally. Look, we always want to praise the head coach for holding the team together, but to me, it's the guys in the locker room putting on the uniform. Those starters who've stayed healthy, they've welcomed the backups into their ranks and showed them how to get it done. And this team, they've stayed afloat all season doing just that.
On first down, Mahomes. And that is caught. Touchdown, Kansas City. Rashee Rice from 19 yards away. And the Chiefs are on the board first here in this Super Bowl. And on the grandest of stages, with the whole world watching the Super Bowl, they come out and get the first points.
I don't know how you feel about Brandon, but for me, watching the beginning of the Super Bowl, I've often wondered how come it's not just a fumble fest? How come the ball's not all over the place? The nerves, the interim in between of the 2 weeks waiting for the game. But this team came out and handled it just like it was a regular season walk in the park. Terrific start.
Extra point by Butker is on target, and that makes the score 7-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. The football will come out to the 25 as McLeod will not return it. So here's the first drive now for the 49ers. And they will be led out by their second-year quarterback.
As we begin the Super Bowl, we are looking at one of the game's most important players. And whether he's the centerpiece of the offense or taking a backseat to his teammates, offenses always look to the quarterback to be a leader in moments like this. He's got to be that calm, composed pillar out there who stays level-headed and keeps everyone focused on the task at hand.
And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. And nowhere for him to go again. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. Officially nothing on that one. No gain, so they're left with still 10 to go on 3rd down. Purdy looking to throw. And he's taken down. A Chiefs sack. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. How about that? The defense's first sack. It doesn't come from one of the usual suspects up front. It comes from the secondary.
Yeah, I think they caught the quarterback off guard a little bit because he wasn't able to account for the possibility of that blitz and change the blocking assignment. He comes through and puts him on the ground.
A 39-yard punt, a return of 5. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. Yeah, to the right sideline, and it falls incomplete.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he let him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
This defense has passed its first 2 tests by forcing back-to-back incompletions. They know that there's probably another throw coming on 3rd down. Let's see if they decide to force the issue by sending people on blitz.
Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete.
Partner, we've got ourselves a ball game, and those guys on defense, they came to play. Slipped up on their foot.
And look at this, it's a fake. And this is going to blow up in their faces. Not only do they not get the first, they're going to lose big yardage as well. Boy, that's asking a lot of your punt team there, and they were not able to deliver.
It's asking an awful lot of the punt team there because if it's 4th and 4, 4th and 3, you've got a chance, right? That's a manageable distance to try and pick up when you're running a fake. But when that number's actually been in the weight room and it's pumped up like it was, that's difficult to do, all right? So you might even think to yourself, if I left my offense on the field, would they be able to pick that up? You could run a nice play and not get that distance.
Out of the gun, Purdy. Well, a tough throw there across his body. It's incomplete.
So many things have to go right for any passing play to work out. Quarterback has to understand the defense, deliver an accurate ball. Receiver has to concentrate and bring it in. Somewhere along the assembly line, something was off with that one.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well. The Kansas City defense tough to throw on there. And now it's 4th down. So Purdy off and Moody on for the 49er field goal. It'll be a 49-yard attempt from the left hash. And his kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. The bottom line, tremendous starting field position, really squandered there as they wind up going backwards and then come up with just 3.
Well, getting the 3 turned out to be important. I can imagine the head coach when he ordered the field goal, please salvage something out of this drive. That was not fun to watch.
And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. Now this Chiefs offense gets set to go again. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line. They'll start the drive here with Pacheco. There's a nice move. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's Pacheco once again. And some room to run now. And out across midfield down to the 45. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first. Mahomes going to throw. And this one nearly picked off. Kind of surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but get away it does, and it's 2nd down. Looking to throw is Mahomes. This ball deep for Tony. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender, couldn't create space, couldn't uncover the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
Well, Mahomes can't get away, and down he goes. Javon Hargrave drops him for a loss of 14 yards, and it also brings up 4th down. On is the punter Townsend as he gets this one away. And the fair catch is taken at about the 13-yard line here. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the 49ers will take over deep in their own territory. They start on the ground with McCaffrey. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
That brings us to the end of one in Super Bowl 58. Much more to come from Las Vegas after this.
7-3 the score. We'll return after this message. You're watching the NFL, and it's right here on EA Sports.
And we are back. Biggest game of the year, the Super Bowl, and both teams ready for the start of the second quarter.
Now this one complete on the slant route. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
What terrifies defenses when they see slant routes thrown is that the receiver is on the catches it and gets upfield. Does a really nice job rallying to him and stopping him for a minimal gain.
And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete. Certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down. Here's Mitch Wishnowski now on to punt. And taken right at the 35. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And the Chiefs will have excellent field position here as they take over. Throwing on 1st down is Mahomes. Pitch and catch here to Travis Kelce. And he's going to get this inside the 30. The catch and run, good for 18 and a 1st down.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. As long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
So the completion good for 6 yards, and that'll make it 2nd down.
They'll run out of the gun with Pacheco.
And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line.
44 yards rushing for him now on just his first 3 carries. There's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Again, it's Pacheco.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Headed straight, it's Pacheco.
And again, the run defense stout this time. He maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage, but no more. The Chiefs on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. Now here's Mahomes. And in for the Chiefs touchdown. Marquez Valdez-Scantling. A 15-yard touchdown grab.
And the Chiefs continue to look good here in the first half of this Super Bowl.
Butker on for the PAT. And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game. So the drive there took 6 plays. And it winds up with the Chiefs hitting pay dirt. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
The football will come out to the 25 as McLeod will not return it. San Francisco set to go on offense once more. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive. Purdy to throw it on 1st down. Man open, that's Deebo Samuel. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 19 yards that time for number 19.
Well, this hasn't really been a first half to remember on either side of the ball. But I think this kind of makes this an important drive. You'd love to get this back to a 1-score game if you can. And that's good work there to get some yardage here and pick up the 1st down.
And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. 2 minutes on the clock in the second quarter of this Super Bowl.
A reminder, as we did all through the regular season, we'll check in with Jonathan Coachman at halftime. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half of play. Purdy's throw pulled in by Kittle. And Kittle going to have a 49ers first down as he'll take this down inside the 45. Purdy. He'll get this into the hands of Ayuk. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now Purdy. Slant route connects with Deebo Samuel. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first. Touchdown! George Kittle, a 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Niners get a late score here in the final minute of the first half.
I think everyone in the league talks about finishing, don't they? Doesn't matter whether it's a quarter, a half, a game, a series, whatever. But they're finishing the first half in fine style, putting that one in the end zone.
They did, and they didn't leave much time on the clock either. Well done. Jake Moody now for the point after. And he's got it. That cuts the lead. It's now 14-10. So the drive winds up going 75 yards in 7 plays. And it all ends with a George Kittle touchdown. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Isaiah Pacheco and the offense back out. He's over 40 yards here in the second quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable, and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here, because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
Well, now he's looking just to add to his totals. But now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Travis Kelce, the Pro Bowl tight end, the intended target, but it'll be 2nd down. Here's Mahomes to throw. That'll be caught by Rice. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. And he's turning in a nice performance. Remember, he had the touchdown earlier, and this time he's able to beat double coverage to grab it.
I think that if he weren't worried about a taunting penalty, he'd run by the opposing team's bench and say, guys, 2's not going to be enough. You better get some more guys trying to cover me. He knows how to get open downfield.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. What a season this has been. Hard to believe it ends tonight, as we'll get back to you guys for the second half of this Super Bowl in just a moment. We were treated to an excellent first half from the gunslinger, Patrick Mahomes. He fired his guys into the lead with 2 first-half touchdown passes as they were looking like a well-oiled machine in the first half of play.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. These two teams sat through a longer than usual 30-minute wait, but we're back in action here in this Super Bowl. The football will come out to the 25 as McLeod will not return it. The 49er offense set to go to begin quarter number 3. And they trail here in the Super Bowl, but fortunately for them, Charles, very much still within striking range.
Yeah, things didn't go exactly the way they planned in the first half. To me, they appeared to be a little bit tight, made a few errors they normally wouldn't. But, of course, this is the Super Bowl, so things get a little bit heightened in that regard. But I think they have to feel a little fortunate. They're only down what they are here starting the third quarter.
On first down, this is McCaffrey. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
After to think a major focus at the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
Holding offense.
Umpire threw the flag, usually always indicates holding, and that's what we've got.
And you know, depending on their positioning, where you are on the field, the umpires get different responsibilities, but always making sure no one's holding.
Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. Well, a tough situation to overcome here. 3rd and 17. Throwing here, Purdy. This is going to be incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
They'll get 9 yards on the return there following a punt of 42. And they will take over 1st and 10. Play action. Now it's Mahomes. That ball caught. It's Rice. And he'll be knocked to the turf right there as he gets it up to the 43. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a 1st down.
As they began this drive, I was wondering how they were going to attack since they're playing with the lead. Would they continue to try and push the ball downfield? Well, after one play, it appears that the answer is yes.
And down he goes. The 49ers get there. Eric Armstead forced his way through, drops him for a loss of 10 yards. Mahomes now to throw. Throw out wide is incomplete.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one. Weren't able to do so.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Multiple defenders getting to him there for a huge loss. Here's the Chiefs punter now, standing just outside his own goal line. 46 on his first kick, this one in that neighborhood as well. That's taken it around the 40. That'll be a 41-yard punt, 4 yards there on the return. And the Niners will go on offense, 1st and 10. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 44. Purdy now to throw. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Thrown back across his body. Picked off by Justin Reed. And what a return as he brings this all the way back down to the 20-yard line. So after the INT, here's Mahomes. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
That is caught by Rice for a Chiefs touchdown. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Chiefs will extend their 3rd quarter lead here in this Super Bowl. And now before we get to the extra point, remember all touchdowns do have to be confirmed by the replay official. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How is the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Okay, they went for the fake off of the extra point attempt. It's a long way to go, and they didn't get there. Didn't get it completed successfully. Did someone dare them to do that? Did someone double dog dare them
I was
to do
going to
that?
ask you, maybe they saw something on film, but do you see something on film with those to try something from the 15 on a PAT? I don't know.
The only thing they needed to see on film there was a snap, a hold, and someone kicking the ball through the post.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Throw left side. McCaffrey's got it. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Up the gut, McCaffrey. Now a loose football. The ball comes out. And it looks like one of the DBs has it. And they have possession. And they have it at the 38-yard line. And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. Now on first down, it's Purdy. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
Purdy will set up to throw it here. And it's incomplete.
At this point in the game, in the situation they're in, partner, these incompletions that we're seeing, they need to turn into positive snaps, and soon.
Here's Purdy now on 3rd and goal. To the sideline and incomplete.
Looks like another empty possession offensively. And you're at that point in the game where you can't afford too many more of these. So this is going to require some heavy thinking on the sideline to figure out what they can do to crack this defense.
Fielded at the 20. Call it an even 40-yard punt, 7-0 on the return. And Kansas City's offense now set and ready to go. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. Pacheco gets it again on 2nd down. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. That one good for 12 yards into Kansas City first. We are through 3 quarters of play here from Allegiant Stadium. It's Super Bowl 58. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And there's just 1 quarter that remains in this edition of the biggest game of the year, the Super Bowl, as we get set for the 4th quarter. On 1st and 10, here's Pacheco. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. They run it with Pacheco from the gun. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. Give him a loss of 6 yards, and it brings up 3rd down. To throw, it's Mahomes. And that is incomplete. Well, the pressure there on 3rd down, forcing the errant pass. 4th down coming up. Here's the Chiefs punter now, as he's on to kick it away. Fair catch signal for and taken at about the 15-yard line. A 41-yard punt there with no return. San Francisco's offense returns to the field. And we're at the time in this Super Bowl where, look, they need points. And they need them badly. Trailing here in the 4th quarter as they begin this drive 1st and 10. They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4.
You continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Purdy from the gun. And incomplete on the deep ball. Jennings was the one he was looking for. Third down here. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Purdy with it on 3rd and long. They'll set up the screen to McCaffrey. And he'll be out of bounds near the 30. In fact, right on the 30. A gain of 10 and a 49er first down. Out of the gun, Purdy. Got a man, that's Ayuk. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 11 yards for number 11. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Purdy will look to throw again here. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now after getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well.
I'm not even sure I know who this guy is out there playing right now. This is very unlike him, one of the most accurate guys in the league. Totally off his game right now.
I don't know. I was going to ask you what you pin it on, but and the Chiefs are going to get it. If they're going to have a shot in this Super Bowl, they're going to need this one on 4th down. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Niners go for it, but it doesn't work out. And the Chiefs will have the football back in excellent field position. Pacheco gets it up the gut. And he struggles to get a yard here, maybe a yard, down to the 31. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. They go play action. Now Mahomes. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will have a Chiefs first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. A handoff now for Pacheco. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. They'll run here with Pacheco. Wiggles free. And he's going to bowl his way into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Isaiah Pacheco. A 6-yard touchdown run. And the Chiefs are starting to pull away in the 4th quarter of this Super Bowl. Some good running there at the end of the drive. He had the burst that set up the 1st and goal, and then one play later, he's in the end zone.
Brandon, what I liked about that sequence is I'm not sure who made the play call, but they understood the situation, understood the momentum. A nice hard-charging run, give it right back to him, and let him cap things off.
Butker now to add the extra point. And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it's capped off by a touchdown run of 6 yards. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. The football will come out to the 25 as McLeod will not return it. And San Francisco gets set to go here. Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage because I was thinking to myself, We've seen a lot of NFL games, and we've seen our share of lopsided contests, but in almost all of them, both offenses have put up at least 200 yards in a game, but not in this one. This has been a display of offense that, frankly, I think the two of us have watched from behind our hands, trying to spread our fingers wide enough to actually see the result.
Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. Purdy looking to throw on first down here. Again to the big tight end, George Kittle. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. And now they're in the hurry up. Purdy sets up to throw again. He'll get this into the hands of Ayuk. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Purdy. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on 3rd. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
Now they go for it on 4th, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and that may write a finish to this Super Bowl. Here's Pacheco to begin the drive. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
On 2nd down, a run with Edwards-Helaire. And that's going to be a Chiefs first down as he'll get this up to the 25. And the Kansas City Chiefs are the Super Bowl champions. And to the Super Bowl champions, they etch their name forever in NFL immortality.
That's pretty phenomenal right there. It actually gave me chills just to hear you say that because immortality forever and ever. When you look in the record books, you'll see this team, you'll see their picture, that your name will be a part of it. That's got to be an incredible feeling because it's been a long journey to get there, and now they get a chance to enjoy it.